Hey, Retcon Raider here. Today's video is dedicated to Ash and the Link King. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, let's get started. And welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker, as we continue our ongoing investigation into the sinister seeds that are sieging Stag's Fall. That said, we've actually got a few loose ends we need to tie up before we move on. I did a little scouting between episodes, and it turns out there are multiple points of interest still scattered around the map. So we will take a look at those, go pay a visit to Nazriel, and then resume our search for whatever plagues our kingdom.
Interesting.
Sorry, Tisme. We will just consider this belated sales tax. Moving on. As an aside, it turns out there is indeed a Hydra out here, but it's not on this side of the river. It was actually right next to where those guards were standing. I'm not sure why they'd lie about that. You'd think they'd want us to get rid of the monster that is literally right next to them.
In due time.
Then again, they also thought they were working for the Stag Lord. Might be fair to assume that intelligence was a dump stat. We found Great Beast. Chief be very pleased. Chief will reward us. Give us lots of grub. Let's go to the village. Lead Chief to Great Beast. Dumb rothead. Village be far. From river be going back towards sunrise. Then be turning by Mossstone. Then be stomping through hills long time. Going there and back again? Pfft, take too much time. Better we bring Great Beast to Chief. That actually sounds like directions. I'm gonna make note of that. Yes, let it go there itself. Hey, Great Beast, come on, get up, stomp, now! The owlbear is still slumbering. The goblins fidget and glance at each other. What if Great Beast cannot hear us? Is it dead? He not dead. He lazy bones. Don't wanna go. Look, I show you. Hey! The goblin grabs a stick and pokes the owlbear's beak with it. You get up, lazy bones. No sleep. Come see Chief. Look, Great Beast be awake. Be standing up. Be mighty Great Beast. Now, Great Beast be listening to me. Behind us, stomp. No noise. No roaring. You hear, lazy bones? No roaring. See, it not dead. It awake now. Hey, no roaring. Put claws away. Hey, us, no eat. Ah, my legs. Oh, hey. I'll give them credit. They actually walked away from that alive. I guess that means we have to deal with this. Nice.
And Lindsay was called forth.
I will admit, it is slightly more effective having, a direct damage backstabber in the party instead of Tristan. I like Tristan, but it can be difficult to direct all those spells effectively. With Knock Knock, you really just have to point him in the right direction. Oh, it's also worth noting we do still have the Crag Linnorm on our to-do list. But unfortunately, I do not have any cold iron weapons on us at the moment. So that will have to continue waiting for now. I'm pretty sure we still have the cold iron dagger we found back at the old Sycamore. It's just been sitting in storage for like 30 episodes now. What we can do, though, is take out this Hydra. Oh, scratch that. That is a poisonous Hydra. So let's toss up a delay poison.
Keep your eyes open.
You know what? Let's go for a greater invisibility, too.
Now, air, Orma.
I grant you death.
A slight overkill, but I can live with that.
That is not far.
Have we not been up there? That's an awful lot of fog of war. You guys going up? Oh, there we go. Yeah, we definitely fought some owlbears up here.
As it should be.
Though, this is new. Dirty Notebook. Never before have so many troubles beset our lands. Robbers rule the roads. Peasants flee, leaving everything they own behind. And now this terrible sickness. I saw with my own eyes how people got a fever, and then monsters clawed their way out of them. And our most honorable Baron is sitting on his hands, as he wants nothing to do with this. If this goes on any longer, he'll have to collect tax from monsters and robbers, because there will be nobody else left. Since no one is helping us, neither the gods nor the Baron, I've firmly decided to rescue our lands myself. Destroying all the robbers and monsters is beyond me, but at least I can restore justice. Yesterday, Grandmother Elsa lost her only hen. How did the simple folk deserve all of this? Take Gerald, that clueless bully. He's got a full hen house. He always has enough eggs and meat. Is that at all fair? That's why I decided to sneak into Gerald's hen house at night and take one of his hens. It won't hurt him. I put the bird in Elsa's hen house. The grandmother will jump with joy in the morning. Gerald's hens look nothing like the one Elsa lost. But is that so important? All eggs taste the same. The important thing is that justice has been restored, and our Baron can sit in the castle and twirl his thumbs all he wants. I never liked that Grumpy Ralph was so prosperous, especially in times as harsh as these. He must have at least 20 heads of cattle. He's gloating in his neighbor's misery, glad that their livestock didn't make it back from the pastures, and sells milk to them for an arm and a leg. So I came at night and took his herd to the old hut. There are meadows nearby, they won't starve, and I'll take their milk to the village and give it to those in need. Who knows where I'm getting it? I successfully hid the herd, but I couldn't find it anywhere the next morning. Well, I did find the horns, skins, and tails. Bad luck. Well, at least Ralph isn't having such a good time anymore. Yesterday, I saw a wonderful stallion on the road with a rare coat. It was all white, with beautiful spots on its sides and so many shiny badges on its saddle it hurt my eyes. I reckoned it must be some money bag who stopped to take a leak. I wouldn't have won if I were to fight him, but taking his stallion, sure thing. Untied it, sprung on its back, and galloped all the way to the village. I quietly led the stallion into Uncle Frey's shed. His old mare might die plowing the field any day now. Came by to check on him today, and there was nothing but ashes left of his hut, and a lot of horse tracks on the ground around it, as if from a cavalry unit. Odd. I think we might be detecting a bit of a pattern here. Greedy Rickman has stuffed his barns full of grain and refuses to share it with the needy. At night, I snuck into one of his barns and pulled out a sack of grain. Decided to take it to Aunt Lucy. The sack was heavy, but my sense of justice gave me strength. I hid the sack in her barn. But come next morning, that damned Rickman went all the way from his barn straight to Lucy's barn, as if by smell, and made an awful scene, the scoundrel. I am positive that once the peasants find out who's been helping them, they'll write songs about me. But my heart desires even more heroic deeds. I cannot stand watching the people's misery. It is time to give them back their happy lives. Tomorrow, I am planning to travel to the hideout of the Stag Lord himself, and stealing all the treasure he has accrued by robbing poor peasants and refugees from neighboring lands. The truth shall triumph, and after that, we'll get to the gold of our Baron. We'll see what he hides in those coffers. So, how'd it go? No answer. You've got to appreciate that kind of modesty. You know, I kind of wish I had found the body before we had confronted the Stag Lord. The, fake Stag Lord. Just to see if, we could actually bring this guy up. I mean, I'm assuming not, but they do work in a lot of interesting little bits of reactivity. We've already cleared out the Stag Lord's camp, but let's give it another pass real quick, just to be absolutely sure.
In due time.
Yeah. I'm assuming the jagged key is for the chest that he had the diamonds and cheese in.
All according to plan.
That is cool, though, the fact that the developers actually put in redundancy, just in case the players actually did fail the thievery check and couldn't otherwise get access to the chest. Alright, looking at my hastily scrawled note here. East Rock Hill. Well, this could be the rocks. And these... Well, no, those are more mountains than hills. They've actually got hills all over the place. Let's go have a chat with Nazriel, and then we'll walk along the southern bank. Worst case scenario, we'll just double back and do the northern bank afterwards. Oh, I think we have to talk to Vrask, too. Your Grace, decided to see how old Vrask is doing? I've set up nicely here. I forge armor and weapons for anyone who's got the coin. Though the fighters in these lands are weak. Some can't even lift a normal axe. They cannot hold a candle to my sons. The half-orc grows grim, and his voice becomes dull and soft. My eldest was a strong one. He could hit an ogre with a hammer so hard that it would leave behind its teeth along with its boots. But they are gone, both the son and his hammer. For 12 generations my family has owned this hammer, It's a relic, you could say. I wish I could fix it, but how? And for whom? He's actually opening up to us. Okay. Tell me about yourself. What should I tell you? I have no idea. Ask me what you want to know. How did your family die? Varask grows grim, and his eyes start watering. I left my house. Went to a tribe that had ordered weapons from me. As I got back to my house, I was ambushed. They'd hid in my own yard. I have no idea how I survived, but I saw the dead bodies of my wife and children with my own eyes. I had 4 lads, all of age, all carried weapons. 3 daughters, too, and they knew how to fight. More of the scoundrels kept coming. I guess they tracked us down, waited to catch us by surprise. And I guess I was lucky. They didn't kill me with the others. I fought them off and got lost in the woods. Walked for a long time without a road, and finally ended up here. You know the rest. But the gods didn't see a long life for those bandits. I heard they're all dead. Only their chief is still breathing, the fingerless witch. Tell me about your craft. There's nothing to tell. Barbarians think all good things must be sturdy, heavy, and big. Fragile and brittle things are no match for their strength. They have so much, and it begs to come out. Small and light things are easily lost in battle. A weapon must be sturdy, or a warrior might break it over the enemy's head. And armor must be even sturdier. And a blacksmith, I figure, needs to be like his armor, sturdy and strong. Varask shows you his huge fists and absurdly thick arms. And patient. Barbarians have trouble with this last one. That's why a master is so valuable. Where are you from? I was born in Belkzen. I had to take off when I was still a snot-nosed kid. Got in a fight with some bonehead, and I hit him. I mean, not the bonehead. Was aiming at him, but I hit the chief's son. And he suddenly went and died. I had to run away as far as I could, just to stay alive. That is quite a story. I think I might know why people are trying to kill you. So, I ended up in Lastwall, an awful place. Anyone with orc blood is a misfit, which is fair enough. Orcs have killed so many of them. But I settled there, started my business, and a family. What was that relic you spoke of? Can I help you fix it? Varask swells with pride. It's a hammer named Obliteration. Hold it with both hands. Whatever you hit, the only thing left there will be a greasy spot. I gave it to my son when it got too heavy for me. He named it Nibbler. You see, its head has beak-like wedges made of Venubrix. Venubrix is a very hard celestial metal. It cuts through iron like a knife cuts through butter. It was a fine hammer. Nobody knows how many skulls it cracked. It broke the day my son was killed. The hammer's head cracked all over from a magical blow. It needs to be reforged, but where can I possibly get any Venubrix? Without that, the hammer is just an ordinary sledge. You can use it to hammer in posts or tie it to your neck and drown. The Technic League is bound to have some. If you come across one of their camps, you might find Venubrix there. Interesting. We did have that one run-in with the Technic League, and we know where one of their camps is. Though obviously at this point, it's been months since we ran them out of there. Might be worth giving it another look, though. Maybe they left something behind. Nazriel's face is contorted in desperation. Her eyes have a haunted look. Your Grace, to what do we owe the pleasure? The goods you've been selling are cursed. Would you like to explain yourself? Nazriel turns pale as paper. Cursed. Oh, goodness. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. It's simply impossible. My creations are impeccable. I'm a master, you know. Such a thing has never happened in my entire life. Nobody could. The elven woman falls silent. Her lips move, but she doesn't make a sound. Nazriel recovers her voice and now sounds strangely calm. It's Sartain. It's him. He's been spoiling my work. No one else could do it. The little bastard tried to tarnish my name. There's nothing but cold hatred in Nazriel's gaze. The tone of her voice is quiet and murderous. By the right granted to me by our agreement, I'm calling upon your grace. Sartain insulted the reputation of the Master, to whom you promised protection. I'm asking you to find and kill the bastard. He must be hiding in his hut, not far from the capital. Wow, okay. I will take that under consideration. Maybe we'll head back to Stag's Fall after all. It would give me an opportunity to get our cold iron weapons out of storage. Let's see here. Looks like Sartain is in Stag's Fall. Oh, and there's our Anubrix. Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and head back to Stag's Fall. See if we can tie up a couple more loose ends. We'll go have a chat with Sartain, grab a cold iron weapon, take care of the Crag Linorm, and then walk the river. That should use up the rest of our time. Oh yeah, looks like we're getting fatigued too, so we can rest back in Stag's Fall without burning supplies.
More strength fades.
Wait, hold on. Amiri is supposed to be immune to fatigue. Let's hope re-equipping the necklace reasserts the immunity. Okay, we need to sell loot, get some rest, find Sartain.
Follow my lead.
Not seeing any markers for Sartain. Yeah, I might have to manually scout the entire map to find him. That's annoying. Huh. Thought we had more than that. Oh, right. It's because I sold all of our non-magical loot to Jusmert before I started recording. That's why we were standing right next to him. Alright, let's go ahead and hit the pause button real quick, and we will resume once I've tracked down Sartain. And we are back. Now, I canvassed the entire city, and there is no sign of Sartain. Unfortunately, I don't think he's spawned yet. I think his appearance is actually tied to events that haven't triggered yet. Either the end of the current act, or our next major city upgrade, which actually does change the layout of the town. Either way, our hunt for Sartain will have to wait for now. But we do have an event waiting for us in the throne room. Harrim looks at you attentively from under his bushy brows. A god's crier is come unto your lands, but he is not another one of Caden's barkers or Erastil's preachers. Oh no, he is a priest of the Speakers of the Deafs, ancient gods whose names are forgotten in these lands. He bears the message of the Speakers to your subjects, and he has already gathered his first worshippers. I see no reason to interfere. Let the people choose whatever faith they wish. But people are displeased, mainly the followers of Erastil, and among our citizens there are many. They say that evil hides under the cover of this strange religion. But this is folly. Still, you must decide what to do about this new faith in your lands. I've never heard of these Speakers of the Deafs. Who are they? Harrim shakes his head. The world is full of amazing gods, Silverleaf, but there are some strange things one should never touch. The Speakers of the Deafs may be harmless, or they may hold the key to the gate of destruction. Death and oblivion await us all either way. So why fear the inevitable and plot against those who are different from you? You know, as strange as it is to say it, Harrim does kind of have a point there. There's no overt evidence that the Speakers of the Deafs are evil, at least not based on the admittedly limited information we've been presented with. As we've seen with several of the recent events, the citizens not liking something doesn't necessarily mean that it's inherently evil. I mean, they literally wanted to kill me, like, 1 episode ago. So it's not like we can assume that whatever they want is automatically the right thing to do. Your decision is merciful. I shall inform him that he has your permission. Divine protection from poison. That sounds promising. Hey, another point of divine. Not too shabby. Harrim's ready to go up a rank, but that will have to wait. Divine protection from poison. Provides immunity to poisons in the claimed regions. Interesting. That actually could come in handy. I mean, we've claimed the majority of the map we currently have access to. Yeah, let's go for it. We can't afford to lose Harrim for 60 days, but I think we can swing 20. Alright, I think we are just about ready to head back out. Thank you, storyteller. Okay, so, the Technic League camp's too far out of the way. We'll just save that for the next time we hit the Tenebrous Depths. But we will hit the bridge over the Gudrun River, because it's on our way. After that, we'll head along the southern bank of the Gudrun River and hopefully find what we're looking for. That's the plan, anyway. Now, obviously I have read up a bit on Crag Linorms. In fact, I did that back when we first saw this thing like 20 episodes ago. But based on what I read, the three main things we have to contend with here are truly massive crushing damage, a fairly deadly fire breath, and an incredibly potent regeneration that you can only stop with a cold iron weapon, hence why we had to go back for the cold iron dagger. Obviously, the fire is no big deal, as long as we layer the appropriate spells. So really, it's just a matter of surviving the crushing damage long enough to actually knock it down, at which point Knock Knock can finish it off with the dagger. I've also heard you can basically one-shot it with things like Disintegration or a Phantasmal Killer, but obviously we don't have that.
What troubles you?
All right, let's do this. Oh, hold on. Let's, not forget Greater Invisibility and Haste.
Betrays them. Just letting the ink dry.
All according to plan.
And here we go.
No mistakes.
I am assuming this thing is fire resistant. Whoa, knock knock. Hold.
Ready to stab.
Finish him. I said hold. Wow, I really thought that was going to be tougher. I mean, sure, Silverleaf almost died, but what else is new? Really? 20 whole gold pieces. Okay, let's see if we can grab that pelt.
Ready for anything.
Of course not. You know, I'd say I was disappointed, but let's be honest. The hide was probably going to be worth like 40 gold. To be fair, we did basically already loot its treasure cache. So, I mean, I can't really complain. Oh, nice. Yeah, we pulled almost 1,500 experience points from that too, so definitely not complaining. That's actually a pretty solid chunk of XP. Oh, not to mention saving lives, protecting the kingdom, etc., etc. You know, Baron stuff. Okay, moving on. All right, let's see what we've got here. Mystic Circles. Mysterious news. The local citizens are complaining of gigantic multicolored mushrooms. First, circles of such mushrooms were found far away from dwellings, but now they've begun to grow on the walls and roofs of local houses. And of course it requires Harem, right after we committed him to a 20-day project. Nothing to worry about there. We'll just have to make sure we switch him over to Mystic Circles when he's done with his current thing. Oh, guess we're on the wrong side. Glad we caught that early. Just filling in the gap. Goblin Fort. High hewn log walls encircle a hastily built settlement. The apex of the fort is a hill, on which a totem of Lamashtu has been erected. Although goblins are not known as skilled architects, the fortifications look rather impressive. Moreover, the little creatures even arranged for a water supply in case of a siege. The fort is built right over the Gudrun River. Well, based on what we know, that might actually serve a more sinister purpose. Oh, wow. This place is, actually pretty sizable. Help! Goblins are upon us! Your Grace, make haste! Help the defenders of the camp! Sure, let's just get some quick buffs deployed first. I don't think we need to go full bore here. It is just goblins.
Travisi. Travisi.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Focus on the goal.
Ona Adayana.
These people need help. Find some food and blankets for them. And keep your eyes open. Keston nods. His armor is covered with cuts and scratches. There is blood on his gloves, but he himself is uninjured. You're right on time, Baron. We were losing hope. No longer, now that you are here. Further down the path, behind a palisade, lies a nest of goblins. We chanced upon it while heading upriver. I've no idea when these pests managed to build it, and so fast. We scouted it less than a 10-day ago, and there was no trace of them. Keston regains his composure. Whatever the cause, the surrounding area is thick with goblins. Only one of the scouts we sent made it back. He reports they have raised a fort of sorts at the top of the hill, around a totem to Lamashtu. They packed the fort with cages, with prisoners inside. We managed to rescue a few of the captives. Others escaped and came back on their own. We've questioned them. They say the shaman performs rituals on the prisoners. We entrenched ourselves here to prepare for an attack, but goblins keep coming at us. They're not giving us a moment's peace. The way they are hounding us, we cannot protect the survivors and attack the camp at the same time. Keston turns to face you, his eyes determined. Only you can rescue the caged prisoners in the fort, Your Grace. Can this goblin camp have something to do with the seeds? The only way to find out is to get inside. You'll have to get past the gates and see what's going on in there. How are the prisoners? Some are injured, many are exhausted, and every one of them is terrified after what they've been through. All the prisoners we've spoken to say they are taken to the Lamashtu totem to take part in the magic rituals. Keston frowns. What's strange is that the shaman doesn't sacrifice anyone. All he does is shriek and pray to Lamashtu, and then forces victims to drink water until they start to choke. The prisoners mentioned a shaman. The leader? The scout mentioned seeing a large white beast at the hilltop. He thought it might be a wolf. If true, the Goblin King must be somewhere in the camp. We discovered the magic seeds are transported by water. If the shaman is infecting prisoners on purpose, then anyone who has consumed the water can give birth to a monster. There's no time. Oh, whoa, no, whoa. Let's not say that. Shoot, I mean, it's not an incorrect assessment. But let's hold off on doing anything too extreme just yet. I'm leaving at once. I need to free the prisoners before the goblins serve them for dinner. Or worse. I wish you good fortune, Your Grace. Send the ones you rescue our way. We'll protect them. I have to go. Yeah, I think they are funneling us towards having to make a very unfortunate decision about these prisoners. I gotta say, the goblins are a whole lot less amusing all of a sudden.
In due time.
Alright, we're already past the 40-minute mark, so we'll scout out the gate, get a feel for things, and we'll save the bulk of the fortress for next time. Whoops. Fall back, draw them out.
Tear them apart!
I'm sure they've got traps in those choke points. Oh, hold on. Ah, Goblin Alchemist. sorry. Goblin arch chemist. Sure, why not? Let's loop back around, make sure we didn't overlook any alternate entrances. Wow, okay. I guess there really is just the one way in. I guess we'll go ahead and push in a bit. Just enough to get a good foothold. Ah, see? If we had rushed in to meet those two guards, we would have walked right into that.
Anything else?
I mean, it's a pretty basic tactic, but they did give us some warning in the Goblin Village.
As it should be.
Goblin? Whoa, that is a lot of goblins. Fall back. Uh-oh. Lindsay, your legs are too short.
They go down!
Okay.
Serves you right.
I get you dead.
And fall back.
You deserve it.
Fall back. We might be able to just pick these guys off. Oh yeah, I think we're fine. I wonder if Hideous Laughter actually makes them count as prone. All right. That's a lot of dead goblins.
Magritium Turinos.
Applause, please.
Bravo.
What you want?
I don't like that prisoner is marked with a kill option.
In due time.
Oh, hey, nice. Robe of Air. Grants +2 DC bonus to electrical spells. So, Lightning Bolt, Shocking Touch. Can't really see getting much use out of that. You are making your way through the Goblin camp, a dirty, hastily erected settlement built of trash and mortared with what smells like goblin waste. You catch sight of the silvery glimmer of water ahead, then suddenly notice a squad of armed goblins moving towards the water as well, shouting and prodding at a few scared peasants in front of them. Seemingly unaware of you, the goblins push the prisoners to the water's edge. One of the guards knocks the nearest captive, a decrepit old man, off his feet, and he falls to his knees with a moan. The goblin throws a filthy, bent ladle in front of the man and points at the water. "Drink, fast!" The old man picks the ladle with shaking hands, then stops, quivering with fear. Without a word, Ekin frowns and pulls an arrow from his quiver. Yeah, can't argue with that. Hearing your approach, the goblins whirl, see you, and start shrieking. Whether fear or battle cries, you cannot tell. In the heat of the moment, one of them drops his spear, another steps on the foot of the goblin next to him, and so it goes, causing a ripple of chaos to pass through their ranks. The old man, startled by the noise, drops the ladle into the water, and then, in the confusion, staggers to his feet and breaks into a run. The other prisoners follow, leaving the hapless guards howling in anger. Hey, that actually worked out pretty nicely.
This should do it.
Praise be to Erastil! Thank you! No shaman. I guess that would have been too easy. The ground here is soaked. Yeah, it's a river. The thatched roof of this broken-backed hut smells of rot and mold. And other things, considering you literally just told me it was mortared with goblin waste. Okay, I think we're going to have to hit the pause button here, because we are faced with a significant moral quandary. As we saw here, the goblins are clearly, deliberately infecting prisoners with the exploding seeds. They may not be the source of the seeds, but they're certainly exploiting them in a truly horrific way. And as we saw with our dialogue option with Keston, and with the kill prompts on these prisoners, we need to decide if we're just going to try to rescue these people, in which case every one of them is potentially a walking time bomb, or if we're going to kill the ones that we know are infected in order to try to save the people who aren't. I mean, personally, I am leaning towards trying to save everyone, as impossible as that is likely to be. But I am interested in hearing what you guys think. So we will hit the pause button here. Feel free to leave your thoughts on the matter in the comments below. And we will pick up here next time to witness whatever the horrific aftermath of our decision might be. See you then. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Pathfinder Kingmaker, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, the official YouTube and Twitch channels, the official social media feeds, or the official store pages over on Steam or on GOG. Links are in the description.